Hello. This guide will provide an overview about how faculty can manage the program review process in an academic assessment software called Planning and Self-Study. When logging into Planning and Self-Study, the faculty will be taken to their home page. Every user will have a slightly different home page depending on what they are granted access to. However, if a faculty is asked to do a program review, they should be able to access the program review through clicking on the program review underneath their program name on the home page. So we're going to click on this link. And after clicking on this hyperlink, the faculty will be redirected to the following page. On the left-hand side, the faculty would see the categories that they need to enter in. So we see here that we have 5 categories, and we're going to actually click into them. And you can see that underneath each category, there are sections. And actually, on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, we see the sections listed here. These are the same sections that are listed on the left. So notice here we have Introduction and Alignment to Mission. Under Mission and Introduction, that's actually also listed here, and it's the same exact section. We also have Curriculum Map listed under Student Learning Outcomes Assessment and Curriculum. That Curriculum Map section is also listed underneath here as well. And the reason why all of the sections are combined here is simply for your convenience. So you can either access the sections through your left or to your right. So we're going to click into one of them, Introduction and Alignment to Mission, and here is an example of what the page would look like after the faculty clicks into the section. From here, the faculty would have the option to write a narrative for the section of this category. You'll notice towards the bottom of the page that there's narrative progress. You can see the status of this section and how this part of the program review is progressing. So you can see that at one point this section was not started, but then it was in drafting mode and then ready for revision. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to try to continue fleshing out this program review. So we're going to click on preview narrative just to see what it looks like. So this is just kind of a preview of what's already in here. We can click on close, but in order to flesh out this part of the program review, we're going to click on write narrative. And here we can see that since this is about the mission statement, we have the program mission statement listed here, the institutional mission statement, and that we already started writing about the program review on this page. I want to show you, before moving forward, how to put in your program mission statement. We're going to click on the back button, and we're going to click on it again until you're taken to the main screen. You're going to click into your academic program name. You'll be taken to the screen here, and you're going to click on Program Information. On the top of the Program Information page, there is a mission statement section. What you're going to do is you're going to click on the little hamburger button over here, and you can either press edit, revise if the mission statement already exists. However, if you don't have a mission statement already, there should be a text box for you to type that in, and you would essentially type in your text and then click the save button. So that is how you would include your mission statement for your program review. From here, you would be taken to the home page. So you're going to have to click on the little purple home text above your academic program name. And we're going to be back on your home page. So we're going to click on your program review next. And then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to write narrative. And we're going to see how we can manage the evidence for this part of the program review. So if we click into the purple paperclip icon over here to your right, we can see that there has been some evidence already uploaded to this program review. What we're going to do is we are going to show you an example of how you can manage your evidence or upload evidence. So you can actually click on Manage Evidence. You can add evidence by either adding a link or adding from the computer. So for this example, we're going to click on Add a Link. And notice that the URL is first and then the title. So in this case, we'll have an example where we use Blackboard. So with the Blackboard URL here. And we're going to click on Add after filling out the URL and title. And you'll see that it immediately populated into the Manage Evidence section. After doing so, we are going to click on Done. We can also search evidence here by just typing in the name of the evidence in case you have a lot of documents uploaded. And what you can do is you can actually write in the narrative. So we're going to show you an example. So essentially what you would do is you wouldn't click on the link, but you would click on Insert Link. It's like that purple little icon over here. And you'll see that that immediately pops up as a hyperlink on the narrative. So from here, what you can do is you can continue adding evidence. You can also give the narrative a status by clicking on the third icon in the middle kind of tab. And from here, you can see that the narrative status has changed a few times. We made it in drafting mode at one point. We chose ready for revision. What we're going to do is we're going to click on the drop-down menu. And I'm going to just click revising just as an example. And if you are working on your program review throughout the day, you can click on save. Or if you're ready to move on to a different section, you can click on save and exit. And you'll be taken back to the main section of your program review. So from here, what you can do is you can see that the narrative progress has been updated. So the progress went from ready for revision to revising. So that's just good to observe. And you can continue filling out each section over here and continue writing. So I clicked on curriculum map because I wanted to point out that if you have your curriculum map already in planning and self-study, it will populate over here. So if you want to update your curriculum map, you would click on edit curriculum map over here and you would click on the plus button for one of your courses. You would click on whether a concept or an outcome is either introduced in the course, reinforced in the course, or mastered. So in this example, I'm going to click that yes, there is an alignment and that this outcome is introduced in EDH 503. We can also add a measure by clicking on the plus add measure button. And we can just provide a sample measure. So I'm going to say that there was an assignment. We're going to give it a target. And we're going to give it a description. So this is just a very vague example of what you can put in. So I'm going to write on add, and this is how you can update your curriculum map through the program review. So notice that I clicked the exit button and it's asking, do you want to discard all unsafe changes? We're going to click on cancel because we don't want to discard that. We're going to click on save and exit and we can go back. I also want to point out that there's a participation in assessment button and a program learning outcomes button. So you can see here that you can write your narrative and that your outcomes from over the years will populate based off of your assessment plan. So that's for the program, student learning outcomes. If you click on participation in assessment, this doesn't have that connection, but this is where you would kind of talk about the participation in the assessment plan. So I just wanted to point out those features because those would be good for you to know. So after inputting a narrative into each section and attaching the evidence, the faculty would then click on Review and Submit. And the faculty will be redirected to the following page where they can kind of see what the reviewers would be looking at after their program review is submitted. So you'll see here that these are the different categories and sections, and that we have our evidence listed here if we filled it out, and this would be our text when we kind of flesh out our program review as well. We can also export our program review if we want to have this for our records. So we can export it either as a PDF, Word document. We can also decide whether or not we want to include evidence in the export. And we'll also can choose which sections we want to export. And you'll see that on the bottom, there's a Start Export button that's purple. It's on the very bottom. And you would click on Start Export to download this information. So you would see here that your report is being exported. For now, I'm going to cancel the export just because I wanted to show you what that looks like. But if you did want to edit your program review, you would click on the white edit button on your top right and make edits. Uh, However, if you're ready to submit, you would click on review and submit again. And essentially from here, you would click on submit, and it will appear as if you had already submitted, but you have to click on done. Something I do want to point out is that if you click on done, you can no longer make any edits to your program review. So please be sure that your program review is ready uh, for a review and submission prior to clicking on that button. In any case, that is a quick tutorial about how to do your program review in Planning and Self-Study. If you have any questions about the program review process and the software, please contact the Office of Institutional Effectiveness with questions. Thank you so much, and we wishing you all the best.